Hi viewers, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to start with acyanotic heart disease. So in acyanotic heart disease, we have four conditions. So today we are going to discuss about the first condition, that is your arterial septal defect. Okay. So when we come to the atrial septal defect of the heart, here as the term says, there is a septum in the atrium. Okay, so here there is a shunt, that is an opening from the left ventricle, left atrium to the right atrium. So there is a shunt from the left atrium to the right atrium. So the blood is flowing from the left atrium to the right atrium. So what is happening what is there in left atrium? It is oxygenated pure blood is there in the left atrium. So now this purified blood that is coming to the right atrium. So what is there in the right atrium? Right atrium is already having your impure or your deoxygenated blood. So the blood which is coming from the left atrium enters the right atrium, and from the right atrium it comes to the right ventricle, and from right ventricle it is going to the lungs for purification. Now here you can see that bifurcation, that is to the both the lungs it is going for purification. So oxygenated blood coming here with the deoxygenated blood, mixing up take place, and again it is becoming deoxygenated blood, and again it is going to the lung for purification. So what happens? The baby is going to have pulmonary hypertension, and there is going to be respiratory distress because of overloading of the blood, and there is going to be a right ventricular failure. Okay, so now how the baby presents with? The baby is going to present with severe tiredness and respiratory distress. Where if the baby, when you are asking the baby to feed, okay, so the mother feeds the baby also, the baby will not suck adequately, as because the baby becomes tired very easily. So first is your tiredness, and then is the respiratory distress. So as there is too much of blood entering into the lung, there is severe respiratory distress present, and there will be murmurs, as because there is a shunt and there is a backflow of blood from the left atrium to the right atrium. What is happening? There is murmur sounds heard, and then fatigue will be there. Crackles are abnormal sounds, that is from the lungs where there is too much of blood in the lungs. Okay, and then poor growth, as because there is only deoxygenated blood is like already mixed up blood is going for purification, and there is inadequate blood going for systemic circulation. And then we have diagnosis. So usual diagnosis is your chest x-rays. So when you do a chest x-ray, we have already said the right side of the heart is going to be enlarged, as because it is working too hard to push the blood to the lungs for purification. So what is happening? There will be right ventricular enlargement, right ventricular hypertrophy, and there will be right ventricular failure will be present. That will be reflected in the x-ray. So you can see there is an hypertrophied or there is an enlarged right ventricle present, and there will be ECG. When you are taking ECG, there will be ECG changes, and then echocardio, like echocardiogram when you are doing, you are able to see this contamination of blood taking place. The oxygenated blood mixing with deoxygenated blood, you can see that mixing of blood taking place. Okay, and then management. So when we are coming to management, the only management is closing the shunt. So once the shunt is closed, then the pathway is very clear, the normal circulation will take place. So now where is the shunt? It is between the atrium. So it is your arterial septal defect. So this atrium, that shunt between the atrium has to be closed. So the procedure is your cardiac catheterization, that is your transcatheter management you have to do. So what we are going to do is like cardiac catheterization you are going to do, and you are going to take an occluder device and you are going to occlude that shunt. So you are going to close that shunt. Okay, so now, so one example I have given is your Amplatzer septal occluder. When we are coming to this occluder, how are we going to do? So the procedure is similar like your cardiac catheterization. So how is your cardiac catheterization done? So you take your femoral vein, you make a small incision in the femoral vein, and similarly like how you do your cardiac catheterization, the same way you are inserting that thin flexible tube into the vein. Okay, so from femoral vein it goes to the right atrium. From right atrium you are entering, and it is going to the, like you are entering the shunt area, like where the opening between your right atrium and your left atrium, there you are going to place this occluder. So any type of occluder you can go and place. So what is the purpose of this like occluder? It goes and closes that hole, the opening, it closes and shut down that hole, so it becomes a closed area. And later, so what happens, day by day the area grows, and it becomes a normal part of the body. So what happens, you are going to have your blood clotting factors, like it clots, and the area, new area will be formed, surrounding tissues will be formed above the occluder, and in future days it becomes normal. Okay, so the same way the shunt is closed. Okay, so this is what is done in your transcatheter management. So where we are taking an occluder device and you are occluding the septal shunt or the opening in your septal region. Okay, so this is what we have discussed in our atrial septal defect. Okay, so atrial septal defect where there is an opening or there is a shunt between the atrium, so right atrium and left atrium. So as because there is a shunt, so what is happening, there is a shunt from the left side to the right side shunt. So what is happening, left side, the oxygenated blood from the left side enters into the right side. So already where there is deoxygenated blood, from there this blood comes in, and from here it enters the right ventricle, goes in for lungs for purification. So the lungs are getting overloaded as because too much of blood is entering the right side, and from the right side it is going to the lung. As because there is too much of blood, what is happening, the baby is having respiratory distress, and the baby will have signs and symptoms related with respiratory distress, and there will be right ventricular hypertrophy and right ventricular failure will be there, which can be diagnosed through your x-rays, your ECG, and with your echoes. So 2D echoes are commonly available where you can confirm your diagnosis. And then the management is your transcatheter management, where you place an occluder in the area of the shunt and you will close the shunt permanently. Okay, so this is what I think you have understood atrial septal defect and the management for the atrial septal defect. In case if you have any doubts, kindly comment in the comment box. Okay, in the next class we will discuss about the ventricular septal defect. Okay, till then, take care. Bye.